order. Salute to the flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right. Can you call the attendance, please?
Ms. Cherry?
Present.
Dr. Connors? Mrs. Hawk?
Present.
Mr. King?
Here.
Dr. Nelson?
Here.
Mr. Patel?
Here.
Ms. Rivers? Mr. Delgado Cowan?
Present.
Ms. Stafford? We have 7 present.
Okay. Notification announcement. Hereby be it known that the Piscataway Township Board of Education has complied with the notification requirements of the Open Public Meetings Act for the announcement of this meeting date and place on April 4th, 2025 in the following manner. Posting of the public notice on the posting board for the Board of Education in the Administration Building. Email notification to the newspapers serving Piscataway, the Home News Tribune, and the Courier News. Email notification filed with the municipal clerk at the municipal building on Hose Lane. This meeting is being digitally recorded. The recording is not an official record or supplement to the minutes and is intended only as a source of information that the public might utilize at a later date to familiarize themselves with the board's activities. Executive session. Be it resolved that the board adjourn to executive session for the purpose of review and discussion of personnel agenda, litigation, HIB monthly reports, and other matters pursuant to law NJSA 10:4-12B.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we are in executive session. seated? Okay. So, we are coming back from executive session. So, be it resolved that the board reconvenes public session. Motion?
Motion.
Okay. All those in favor say yay? Or,
Yeah.
okay, good. Any opposed? Okay. So we are now in public session. Student presentations. We don't have any student presentations this month. We will move on from there. Our representatives are here though. We have Tyler West and Derek Lopez, Chirinos, no?
Yeah,
Chirinos. So guys, tell me what's going on. Tell me the lay of the land.
Alright, so going on in the high school, to start with, SAD, a club that...
The mic's
Bring it
close.
closer. Yeah, there you go.
Good?
Yep.
Starting off, a club that we're in called SAD, Students Against Destructive Decisions. They are partnering with the Piscataway Police Department, who's doing a Safe Streets Community Roundtable on March 16th at the YMCA to go over residential speeding. It's more for the police department to go over with people in the community issues that they may have, that they have involved us in it, to talk about what we have going on at the high school with our campaign into teen driving, into teen speeding, and teen safety while they're driving on the road, and to let everybody know what we're doing in the high school to try to keep our roads safe for them and for the people in the high school. Also, on March 25th, which I know one of our board meetings got moved to the March 25th date, but on that night there is a parent-teen night which starts at 6 p.m. where students and parents come out to the PAC in the high school, and we did a similar thing to it last year, where I think some of you guys were able to come out, and we just give our presentation to them and also tell them what's going on in the high school and try to get more kids involved. And it really helped us last year. Last year we had about 100 people attend. We're hoping to bump that number up by 50 or double it. And we'd appreciate it if some of you guys could come out. I know it's right before our board meeting, so it might
What
be
time is it at?
It's at 6 p.m., so it's like right
Mm.
before, so it might
Yeah.
be a little tight. But
If we were able to go down maybe 7, but. Okay, yes. Anything else,
also,
Tyler?
also at that meeting we got new merchandise that we got from winning a competition last year, our $10,000 when we put it into some new merch for us, so we're going to be selling that at both the Safe Streets and at the parent-teen night. And then moving on from that, a 50 strong club is going on a community service trip to a group called Task Train Arena Soup Kitchen. They don't have a specific task yet, but they're either going to be help serving food or help setting up to serve the food when they go there. And then also, our PHS choir is hosting their first ever Pops concert on March 26th in the PAC with $5 tickets. It's a special event which will feature full choir and small group performances and even modern band. There's songs from people like Michael Jackson, Adele, and Billie Eilish that people will perform. And they are still looking for a few more solo and group acts to fill a couple spots, so students inside of our school are allowed to send videos and submit an audition to then get accepted and perform on the 15th. And then also lastly, the animation club is hosting a monthly animation challenge for everyone, and the theme for them this year was luck, and voting was today, and then at their next meeting they will announce a winner. That's all for me.
Tyler, could you just repeat the high school choir event? What's the date on that one?
That's March 26th.
And that's a new event, correct?
Yes.
What
It's their
time,
first
Tyler?
ever one. It should be at 6 p.m.
Thank you, sir.
Good evening, everybody. To start off, the NHS Honor Society Family Night is on March 17th from 4:30 to 7 p.m. It's meant to educate 4th and 5th graders along with their families about the honor societies at the high school. They have honor societies like Tri-M, the Spanish Society, English, the regular honors one, math and science. Basically, each society will have like a booth, and people will be able to walk around and I think it's booths, but just learn more about each society, just so they can gain more information as they enter middle school and eventually high school. Next, all the freshmen will participate in Freshman Field Day on April 17th. The freshmen will be with one of their mentors, a part of the freshman seminar class, and their teacher. They will compete against other classes and a bunch of different activities at the high school in the stadium. They'll compete against each other to see who comes out as a winner. They'll be playing a bunch of different games and enjoying the weather outside. For juniors, the NJGPA testing starts on Monday, March 16th and ends on Wednesday the 18th. It's basically it's a graduation requirement, so some people are kind of stressing about that. Some people are taking more leniently, but that's coming up. The Spanish Club is hosting their annual soccer tournament on March 27th at 2:30 in the Anthony Gym. The student-made teams will face off against each other while students watch to see who comes out as a winner. On the same day, March 27th, ICCA will be hosting their annual international night. Students pick different countries to represent, and anyone who attends will be given the opportunity to learn more and explore each country. And lastly, spring sports have officially started. I know personally track and field started on Monday. That's all.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I appreciate all the dedication that you two have. I think Superintendent Clover has something to say.
Just a quick question. Can you give me the date for family night again and the time?
March 17th from 4:30 to 7 p.m.
And that was for the fifth graders, you were saying?
Fourth and fifth.
Fourth and fifth. Okay, thank you.
March 17th, 4:30 to 7. For 4th and 5th graders, yeah.
Location?
I don't know. That's a good question.
TBA.
Great job, as always.
Thank you. If you guys have some studying to do or you need to make your stage exit, we will appreciate that because we know there's a lot of homework out there for you. But you're more than welcome to stay if you'd like.
Have a good one, guys.
Good night.
Okay. We're moving on to my president's report. So, first and foremost, I do want to acknowledge that this is Women's History Month. So, if all board members who are women would please stand up. Yeah. We got Loretta Rivers, Dr. Gail Nelson, Chantel Cherry, Habiba Haas, Anita Stafford, and me, Nancy Salgado Cowan. Thank you. For this month, we want to say congratulations, job well done by the Board of Education Foundation. Many of us were out there for our designer bag bingo and tricky tray fundraiser. If you missed it, it was a fun night. We had entertainment from our superintendent calling out some numbers, as well as our assistant superintendent. They did a great job calling out for us. The foundation gave out more than 150 prizes to more than 325 guests at that event, and it was on February 27th. But this is the best part. They raised $20,275.82. All right, that is a new record for the event. I was ecstatic and excited to be there, and I even won something, which was even better. First time winning. I've always gone. This is the first time winning. So we were there to check out all the designer bags as well as the tricky tray, and the event was super festive. It was wonderful to see so many of our community members out there having a good time while helping out with our kids. Thank you to all of you for the tireless efforts that these volunteers, it takes a mountain of volunteers to get that event done. And we just want to really, from the bottom of our hearts, especially thank every single person, from the person that wrapped the bags, from the person who secured the bags, from the person who donated. There were many, many community members in our town, businesses and the likes, who donated for the tricky tray. And we had really great gifts up for the tricky tray. So I want to thank all of those community members for their donations of both their time, efforts, and so forth. We also want to mention thank you to the organizers, administration, as well as all those involved in the foundation. Now, this is what happens with the funds. The foundation allows us to continue to expand our efforts to support our students and schools through grants, scholarships, and more. So for those extra little things that maybe there's a teacher that wants to have a garden, right? Well, the district doesn't necessarily have money to put into for her to have a garden, but if she applies for a grant through the foundation, maybe her class can now have a garden. So things of that nature. There's lots of things that get awarded as well as scholarships for our students for outstanding achievements. I also want to commend the students in the Piscataway High School Drama Club for putting on an amazing rendition of Urinetown. It was last weekend, and it was a gas. I mean, we were laughing, cheering. Honestly, I'm a big theater person, and I never saw Urinetown until that night, and I was pleasantly surprised at how well our students did up on that stage. I felt like I was on Broadway, guys. Honestly, for the price of admission, which is $12 for a ticket, you are getting a high caliber of entertainment. From the sets to the dressing, through the costumes, to everything up on that stage, between the parents that built the sets as well as the professionals that are involved. From the pit, the pit was actually 90% our students who played the instruments for the accompaniment of the show. There was only one paid adult, which needed to do percussion, but other than that, it was an exemplary effort by all of our students, including the program. The art for the program was made by PHS students. So lighting, sound, every little bit was contributed by the full arts department, and as well as our parents who come out and make sure that our actors, our actresses, and all of the students involved from this production, they really support them. So we had choreography, we had the set design, we had all of that. We want to extend a huge thank you to the director, Mike Yosen, and his crew, the parent volunteers, we stated that, as well as Mr. Hall. They both go hand in hand, and they really, really support our students in the creation of a production. From soup to nuts and on a shoestring budget, we got a Broadway show. Thank you so much to everyone who worked hard in making that happen, from the drama mamas to everybody else. Now, I would like to close my messaging with the discussion about the multicultural and interfaith Ramadan. It's the month of Ramadan now, and we have our Muslim Student Association that put on an amazing effort for interfaith, iftar. There were people there of all faiths, and these students took something that they started 4 years ago with just 40 people in a room and multiply it beyond belief. I believe there had to be at least 250 families 250 different families in there, everything from the little babies all the way to the grandmas. Everybody enjoyed the event. It was very, very good. And what we learned on that night, and what I like to focus your attention on, is the fact that we may all look different. We may all worship different. Maybe we don't even worship, a traditional higher power. But we all come together as a community here in Piscataway to support each other. It doesn't matter if you're Jewish, Catholic, Muslim, or agnostic. We support the children of Piscataway in a way that is unlike other places. This is a special place, and it shows that our priority is our students, that we make sure we put our students first always. Additionally, I want to just make a note that the board is going to be reviewing our board goals this evening in a later portion in new business. And I want to draw your attention, if you're not here during that time, make sure you catch the end of the recording so that you can see what it is our board members here have as our priorities. What is it that this board wants to see happen during this next calendar year and beyond? And with that, I will yield my time. I will thank each and every one of you. Thank you very much. All All right, we're moving on to superintendent's report.
Peace and blessings. Good evening, everyone. The superintendent report tonight will be aligned to strategic goal number 1, student achievement. As we have talked about, if you are a district that has a strategic focus, you should make sure all the activities that you do align and are tied to that. So again, just for everyone's edification, strategic goal number 1. And I'm going to read it just so we're all on the same page. Strategic goal number 1 states to provide a range of opportunities for students to create personal school experiences and life skills that will allow them to succeed in the 21st century. I'll say it again so that everyone can hear it and it's well received in the audience. The goal of student achievement is to provide a range of opportunities for students to create personal school experiences and life skills that will allow them to succeed in the 21st century. There are 3 A's, A cubed, that I want to talk about. The arts, athletics, academics. Arts, athletics, academics as it relates to student achievement. Number 1, Madam President has already covered quite a bit of the celebratory highlights that have taken place over the last 2 months since we last met. We left the month of February, Black History Month, with a lot of celebrations. If you did not get a chance to view, witness, observe, hear about the performance that took place at Kanakamak and all the other schools, but especially I remember the one from Kanakamak because it was just a diverse group of students showcasing their talents. You missed what the arts can mean to so many of our students. But arts are happening throughout all of our schools, not just one single school. We just left as a board and as an executive cabinet and other staff and principals witnessing approximately, I believe it was 15 students, I might be shortchanging a few, who showcased their artwork. I'm jealous as someone who only knew how to do stick figures. And these are creative young scholars who have talents that will take them well beyond just what we're teaching them here. That's the arts in this district. We highlighted in our superintendent report. So if you haven't picked up one, understand when you come to Piscataway, there's a place for your talent when it comes to the fine visual performing arts. You may be the actress or actor, you may be the graphic designer, you may be the poet. There's a space here for you. And how do we make sure that happens? Because our strategic plan says that that's a priority for us. It also helps develop those soft skills because you collaborate. Trust me, if you are practicing for a performance for the number of months that they did for Urinetown, you're developing some collaborative skills, some soft skills, interpersonal skills.
Yes.
If you are in a shell, you're coming out of it. You have to. And you're also making lifelong friends and building relationships. When it comes to athletics, I could be up here all night celebrating our athletic teams, from our boys and girls basketball, our wrestlers, from those who are running indoor, outdoor track, championship GMC teams in JV, 1,000 points that will surely live in the rafters of the high school. Athletics is another space and opportunity for our students to develop those soft skills, a way to connect to the school and stay connected to the school. Please look at Parent Square. I'm giving that plug for Parent Square, but I'm also saying look at the superintendent's report, because the superintendent's report outlines some of those great experiences that our students are engaged in. That was just our winter sports.
Yes.
Wait until our spring sports, as Derek mentioned tonight, is launched, it kicked off. We have winners in this district and across all of our athletic arenas, not just the popular one or two, across all of them. Congratulations to our swim team. There are so many of our students, our bowling team. Check out the superintendent's report, but it aligns to our strategic goal of making sure our students are well-rounded, make sure our students develop those soft skills and those organizational skills. And then academics. This is the one where parents usually just get to see how their children are doing when it comes to report card time. We have been doing walkthroughs of our buildings, my executive cabinet and I. The talented students in the classrooms are equally seen on the courts because they usually have the grade point average. They're equally seen in the arts area. But our academics go beyond just are you passing the NJSLA. The academics are about building some portfolios and some creative thinking and creative writing. If you come sit in the classroom, you'll see some great writers. Our students told us the other day there's a young lady who loves to write. And she wants to now work with some of the executive cabinet members who some of us think we can write well. I don't know how well we do. But she wants to learn how to improve her writing skills. We have students who are doing internships, and we want to build those capacities in them. I tell folks the pre-K to 12 space is the best space for you to learn how to hone your skills. We have that ability here. Our classrooms are great training grounds. I don't know if you know, this is a trivia question. I'll come back with the answer in the month of, end of this month of
The end of
March.
this month, March.
How many AP courses do we have for our students in the high school? How many AP courses can a freshman student take? How many honors courses do our students take in middle school? How many gifted and talented programs are available for our students? I share all this because parents think it's just wait till you get to high school and you have to be a junior or senior. But what about the student who doesn't want to be in AP courses? What about the career and tech ed spaces do you have? Do you have pathways for my student in engineering, creative arts, design, construction? Do you have internship arts? Do you have pre-apprenticeship programs? I'm going down the catalog of things that are available. Well, my child's only in pre-kindergarten. Do they use iPads in pre-kindergarten? Well, not really. We want to develop those fine motor skills. But trust by the time they get into kindergarten, they might be able to use this to sketch. Our job is to create those learning spaces. That's what we have in our district. Superintendent's report tonight is about showcasing what's in the report. I don't want to read what's already been printed, but I want you to be able to put some meat to it. So when you go out and talk about it, you'll be able to say, this is what the superintendent says is out there. You'll see the AP courses, you'll see the honors courses, you'll see what's available in the art, in the classrooms, the robotics, and all the other things we plan on bringing. No matter what our budget constraints will be, we will never sacrifice academics. And that's the assurance I give you this evening and any time that I sit in this chair as superintendent. I close out my report by making an announcement to the public and to the media, who we need the media, but sometimes you have to create our own story and narrative. About a week and a half ago, maybe 2 weeks ago, our boys basketball team had the opportunity to participate in a very, I call spirited and lively semifinals game for the state basketball championship. Long time coming for us to be back in the spotlight, #1 seed. And sometimes the media has to understand that what you report sticks in the minds of people in the community. No one reported about the friendly atmosphere, competitive but friendly atmosphere of two communities that are in close proximity where we wanted to see students do well. No one wanted to talk about that. Instead, you wanted to highlight the negative. I can give you 7,200 stories of positive energy happening every day. Anytime you want to come and talk, I can take you on a tour of this district and show you 7,200 reasons why News 12 and any other media outlet should be on a regular basis. That event was a very good event for the families that participated, for the athletes, student athletes that participated in it. That's what the media should be covering. A few days later, a request was sent to our media outlets to come and also acknowledge another significant event that was brought to our district. It got a little shine in News 12 the other night, but I'm going to bring some more character to it because it was special to me and many of the board members who are on this dais. This is Women's History Month. And everyone in this room owes it to a woman in their life for why they're here. So I salute all the women. On Tuesday of this week, I had this opportunity, along with many members of the cabinet and board, to meet a trailblazing pioneer woman, a first. 1976 silver medalist Olympian, Ms. Gail Marquise, came to Arbor Intermediate School. Who in the room prior to Tuesday ever held a silver medal from the Olympics? Many of us on the dais did for the first time. She told her story, her journey of being the first African American woman but also the first group of women to participate in the Olympics in 1976. The first. She went on to do many things after her basketball career, but she also brought something else that was very powerful. She brought the torch
Yeah.
that was used and carried by the Olympians, last carried by Muhammad Ali as he lit the torch for the Olympics in 1992. 96 in Atlanta, Georgia. It was kind of heavy, wasn't it?
Oh, it was very heavy.
And so the imagine of running and carrying this lit torch, last carried by Muhammad Ali. For me, yes, seeing the silver medal was powerful, but holding that torch, listening to Ms. Gail Marquise, that was powerful. That's what the media should be reporting about. The students were excited. You could tell the energy on their face. That's about touching the soft skills of our young people. Our board members were excited. Some of them might have brought the torch home if Ms. Gail Marquise didn't hold it so tight. And I know one of my staff members in particular was very excited. That's what makes this job fun, and that's what makes the teaching and learning exciting. So, for those who are watching, and those who ask the question, what do we do here in Piscataway? We do a lot. We can take you on the tour, but if the media won't show it, we'll show it. We'll report it. And get ready, because when we start broadcasting, we won't know how to stop. We have a lot to showcase and to show. From the great educators, the great staff members, the great folks who work in this district, the board members who don't get paid to do this work and stay up late to make sure you have the right resources. This is why Piscataway is going to continue to be a great district and eventually an exemplary district. Because before I leave this chair, I have the goal to make sure that they ask us, how did you do it so fast and not cheap? Because we're about to show them what it looks like in Piscataway. Thank you for that report.
Thank you so much, Superintendent Glover. With that, we move to Personnel and Labor Relations, Ms. Chantel Cherry.
Be it resolved that the following motions identified as items A through C be approved as presented.
Second.
Okay, Secretary, if we could take the roll?
Dr. Connors? Mrs. Hack?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Patel?
Yes.
Ms. Rivers?
Yes.
Ms. Stafford?
Yes.
Ms. Cherry?
Yes.
Mrs. Salgado Cowan?
Yes to all excluding the 11.
Excuse me. Motion is carried.
Thank you. Now we're moving to committee reports. Oh, yes. Oh. Oh, yes, personnel, please.
So, a tradition that we have begun is to make sure that we welcome any new staff member to our district. And tonight, I'm going to turn it over to our director to introduce our new staff member who's coming on board, and we're going to take a couple photos and give you that P-Way welcome.
Well, first I'd like to introduce you to Alexandra Kilkenny. She's going to be a new special ed teacher at Millwood.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Welcome.
Dr. Watkins, our assistant superintendent.
Yeah.
You're
Hold,
welcome.
hold, hold,
1 second.
hold tight.
We're coming.
You coming up?
Yeah, we're coming.
Now, you know Nancy like a photo. You
I got that. When you smile.
You gotta go in our newsletter. You're my first teacher.
He's trying to give a face.
I'm sorry, Mr. Glover. We'll get there.
All right.
Congratulations.
Special education is definitely what we need. So thanks for coming in. Is this your, nice to meet you. Welcome, welcome. You know that in order for her to do a good job, you need to do a good job.
That's right.
Okay, that's personnel and labor relations, that's done. We're moving on to committee reports. We had one committee that met during the time since our last, board meeting, and that is policy and legislative. So please, if Ms. Loretta Rivers would mind to give us the committee report.
Thank you. I just want to say thank you to the committee members for coming. You know, this is my first chair and as a policy, and thank you to Mr. Rubin, for helping me, navigate, and all the committee members who share and partake in our discussion. So I just want to say thank you. We're going to read the second one first, as that was the first one, February 2nd. The Policy Legislative Committee met on February 19th to discuss the various proposed policies and legislation. The committee resumed discussion of several policies and regulations held over the previous meeting. Policy Regulation 1552, which was sexual harassment, was substantially overhauled by Strauss SMA to incorporate the requirements of Title VII and Title IX, the two federal statuses prohibiting sex discrimination. Mr. Rubin recommended that the policy included the preponderance of the evidence standard because it is the one used in sexual harassment litigation in the courts. There was extensive discussion of supplementing the policy and regulation to make them more inclusive of other sex and genders related categories protected under New Jersey law against discrimination. The committee discussed proposed revisions to the policies and regulations 2530, resource materials, 2535, library materials, and 9130, public complaints, to align with the requirements of the Federal Freedom to Read Act. Mr. Rubin explained that the act established an orderly procedure for considering complaints about books in district libraries. The committee approved them for placement on the Board of Education agenda for first reading. Mr. Rubin advised the committee that he and Superintendent Glover are working on an updated draft of Policy 9160, public attendance at school events, and 9700, special interest groups, which will be presented for consideration at a future meeting. Mr. Rubin updated the committee on future considerations of a board policy regarding internet-enabled devices to implement the recently enacted legislation restricting their use at school. Since the last meeting, the Department of Education has issued guidelines for these policies, and Strauss SMA is expected to issue a proposed template by this spring. In the meantime, Superintendent Glover will be working with staff and students to develop age-appropriate standards that honor the requirements of the new law, with appropriate exceptions for emergencies and the needs of students with disabilities. The committee discussed Senate Bill 1807, which would require municipalities to share certain payments in lieu of taxes with school districts. At our next meeting on March 5th, 2026, to discuss Policy and Regulation 1552, which was sexual harassment, Mr. Rubin has circulated an updated version of the policy to address proposed revisions. A committee member who expressed concerns was not present, so the committee adjourned, and we will continue discussion at the next meeting.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Ms. Rivers. So, with that being done, we are moving on to the approval of minutes. Ms. Habiba Haq, our newest board member.
Thank you. Be it resolved that the following minutes be approved as submitted. Special meeting February 5th, 2026.
Motion.
Thank you. Second?
Second.
Okay. Yes.
Business meeting February 12th. Executive session February 12th.
We go at the end?
Before,
We have
all
to
in favor of the February 5th?
Aye.
Okay, those are approved. Go ahead, Ms. Hawes. Sorry.
That's okay. Business meeting February 12th. Executive session February 12th.
Motion. Second.
Now, if we can vote on those 2 minutes to be accepted. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thank you. So, public comments from the floor. The Board of Education recognizes the value of public comment on educational issues and school matters of the community interest. In support of this position, the law established a period of public comment at every board meeting. Individuals wishing to speak must state their name and address. Comments will be limited to 3 minutes duration, but an individual may speak at a second time after all others who wish to speak on that topic have been heard. The board may require that individuals register to speak prior to the beginning of the meeting. Participants may submit written materials in support of their position. All statements and/or questions shall be directed to the presiding officer, and no participant may address or question board members individually. All speakers are requested to express themselves in a civil manner, with due respect and for the dignity and privacy rights of others whose legal rights may be affected. Please note, while it is not the board's intention to stifle comment on matters of legitimate concern to the school community, the public should be aware that if their statements violate the rights of others under the law governing defamation or invasion of privacy, they may face personal liability to the injured party. If speakers are uncertain of the legal ramifications of their comments, the board urges them to seek guidance beforehand from their own legal advisor. I see persons from the community here. Is anyone wishing to make any public comment? Please come up. I see no one. So with that, can I get a motion to close public comment from the floor?
Motion.
Thank you. Okay. All those in favor of closing public comment?
Aye.
Excellent. Fiscal planning and operations, Mr. Courtney King.
Mr. King, before you proceed, I do have an additional resolution here that I will submit to the board. So when you do speak, it'll be A through D, but I'll just note, this resolution is a approval of a transfer for preschool education aid. Ordinarily, transfers don't have to be singled out, but because this is preschool money, this particular transfer we're doing does have to be specifically approved, and then we have to send this specifically to the county school business official. So that's the context behind this resolution. So if you could move items A through D, Mr. King.
Be resolved that the following motions identified as items A through D be approved as presented.
Second.
Mr. Secretary, could you take the roll?
Excuse me.
Yes.
I just wanna, can you just recap again the explanation?
Yeah. So that's our preschool money, our preschool program. It's in its own little Fund 20 bucket of money, if you will. And when we have transfers above a certain threshold, they have to get approved by the county business administrator for the preschool funds. And so this is due to health benefit expenses and bus aid costs being a little higher than budgeted. So we're having to move money from certain accounts into those accounts to cover those expenses.
Any other discussion about fiscal? So I do want to comment in this section about how difficult it is as a district where fiscal plannings and operations has been working for so many years, including this year, diligently alongside our esteemed business administrator and our new superintendent to comb through and really look at every single line item in the budget to continue with the fiscal responsibility that we have had here in Piscataway for over 11, 12 years since we've had our business administrator here. So one might note that, you know, in the past, the Board of Education has not needed to implement any raising of the tax levy because of the fact that we had good, you know, fiscal responsibility and so on. So in fiscal plannings and operations, we will continue to have more discussion now that we have our funds being distributed from our state aid. So we have more information that was received today from the state of New Jersey, and we will continue to work to that end. Yes, ma'am?
Yes, so I just wanna make sure, this is only for pre-K?
Mm-hmm. That transfer, yeah.
I'm sorry?
I'm sorry, this is just a comment from the floor, but are there copies available for the public so that we can see what y'all are seeing? Because I don't believe that there are any copies out here.
That, oh, of that, okay.
Yeah.
Come around.
Yeah, yeah. It's not on the website or the agenda. Thank you.
Okay. Do any other board members have any other questions in relation to, fiscal plannings and operations today?
Let's have a look at the numbers.
Mm-hmm. So, we will now, no, I'm trying to call him, it was coming out madam, but he's not, so, Sir, Sir Secretary, can you take the roll? So I was trying to like back it up, so I just needed to like a moment. Sir Secretary, will you please take the roll?
Mrs. Hawk,
Yes.
Mr. King,
Yes.
Dr. Nelson,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes.
Ms. Rivers,
Yes.
Ms. Stafford,
Yes.
Ms. Cherry,
Yes.
Mrs. Salgado Cowan.
Yes,
The motion's carried.
okay. Next, we're moving on to policy, Ms. Loretta Rivers.
Be it resolved that the following motions identified as items A and B be approved as presented.
Second.
I do want to make a comment to this, as Ms. Rivers did review our policy, meeting. Just remember that that committee report is tied to these, motions being stated today. So if you can keep in mind all the work that is being put in by that policy committee, both, Mr. Rubin, our attorney, Loretta Rivers, our chairpersons, and all the committee, members that are on there, as well as our community members, went through these policies with a fine-tooth comb and moved them onto our agenda for first reading tonight. And I just wanna comment to that. So we got a first, we got a second. Will we go ahead and take the roll?
Mr. King,
Yes.
Dr. Nelson,
Yes.
Mr. Patel,
Yes.
Ms. Rivers,
Yes.
Ms. Stafford,
Yes.
Mrs. Hawk,
Yes.
Ms. Cherry,
Yes.
Mrs. Salgado Cowan.
Yes.
Motion's carried.
Curriculum, Prashant Patel.
Be it resolved that the following motion identified as item A be approved as presented.
Second.
Does any of our board members have any discussion in reference to curriculum? Madam Vice President, do you have any comments in reference to your committee and the motions that are here?
The motions were set forth, pretty self-explanatory. We went over a whole lot. We've learned, we've expanded, we've taken a review of the new curriculum that was put in place. In addition to that, adding on more AP courses in order to try to help students become a dual academic student. Encouraging parents to stay involved, to find out what is offered at the high school in order to best utilize the services and the programs that are there. Realizing the offset of saving costs of attending college if they take AP courses and so forth at the high school. But most importantly, realizing we need to go down to the younger grades to get the parents on board so that the kids are prepared. Like like Derek said, with having the fourth and fifth graders come and hear about the National Honor Societies that are being offered at the high school, so that they put the things in place in the middle school so that they're ready to roll into the high school, knowing in advance what their requirements would be in order to meet them to qualify for National Honor Society. Because unfortunately, they can go in as a freshman and not do that well grade-wise and pull their GPA down, and then when they go to apply for the honor societies, they will not qualify because they do need that 90.00, and it could be 89.4, and you cannot be given that boost of .6 in order for you to be admitted into the honor society. So the most important thing we take away from curriculum is keeping parents informed, making sure they realize their support in the district at their school levels. In addition, when we offer workshops, come out, attend them, and if you need support with learning how to do the math that your child is doing, we're offering trainings at night so that you can come participate. And if you're not able to make it at night, contact your school so that you can see if there's a video available because it was pre-recorded. And if you still do not understand it, reach out. But the most important part of it is you have to reach out to tell us where you need your support at. If you do not reach out to us, we're assuming everything is good, and that in lies where the lack of communication comes from. So we as a district are trying to better communicate with our community, with our parents, but most importantly with our students, because the students are the ones sitting in the classroom, and if we don't get them to understand what's expected of them and how they need to do it in order to achieve it, then we have a bigger problem. So part one is the students, part two are the parents. But if we get the parents to buy in, the students will buy in even faster because the parents are going to lay that path out for them and guide them, support them, and encourage them to do what they need to do in order to follow that path. And that's what's going on within the curriculum community. Great meeting, and like I say, it's always knowledge, learning, and community support along with the staff, administrators, board members, and the parents who have stayed committed to the community, curriculum community, making sure and feeling the need and giving their insight, because just because you don't have students in the district does not mean you cannot be on a committee, because it could be your field of expertise somewhere else where you're working or where you've previously been employed, and you can bring the value that you have and experience that you have to that committee meeting, no matter what the meeting is, and help the district as a whole, because outside eyes looking in is the best eyes to bring in, because you will see things we don't see first. But if you enlighten us to it, we can then go back and make the adjustment in order for it to be correctified and moved in the right motion. That's it.
Thank you, Vice President Cherry. I saw two hands over here. Miss Loretta Rivers. Yeah.
It was, I put it down.
Oh, okay. No.
Thank you.
All right. Mr. Patel, you had a comment?
I have a question about field trip to the State Museum in Trenton.
I'm sorry, speak up.
E. Field
Item
trip to
E,
Trenton.
The mentioned 3 times same line, different
Oh,
date.
I see.
Different
Okay,
date.
yes. Oh, yeah, many of them.
Different dates. Is it an error? Is it different grades or they're all 5th graders?
Oh, I see code E all the way down. Field trip, Trenton, yeah.
It's my belief that instead of taking all the 5th grade students,
They're
Split it
breaking
up.
out
Yes.
3
Split
groups.
it
Split
up,
it in
yes.
half.
3 groups, 3 different dates. Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
I'm like just looking at this, if I was a parent, I might wanna know when they take a trip, how is it aligned to what they're doing in the class? What are they supposed to be learning? What activities are they doing? Cause like when I look at a trip to, like Whole Foods Market, are they going to speak with people at the market, maybe have a mini class and learn the operations of what you do in a supermarket as a financial literacy kind of lesson? So I'm just wondering, like when you have to fill out the trip form, is that part of it
yes.
for the
So
approval?
part number 1 is looking at the standards, because
Mhm.
I, as a superintendent, have the ultimate approval after it comes through the respective departments to make sure that it fits the standards and it makes sense. So all of these, yes, they do fit
Okay.
the standards. For example, some of our students are taking career using that as a career in tech ed.
Okay.
The thing about our students in the SAIL program,
Mhm.
that's an opportunity for them to learn
Right.
life skills, going back to our strategic goal number 1, right?
Mhm.
So that's an opportunity. So everything that they do is aligned to a standard, and we make sure that it's either helps them in their life skills
Right.
or maybe something related to career.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So we'll take that into consideration, Dr. Nelson. Perhaps that's something we can flesh out in the future, maybe putting something in there. No.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
We'll
I don't want to
consider
make it too
That's
meaty.
what this is.
Yeah, I don't want to make it too meaty
Oh.
because then you'll be looking at
Yeah.
a lot.
14 pages.
I was
So,
gonna say,
as,
yeah,
as an
like,
example,
how do they
that
get it in?
9.1 next to the Whole Foods trip, that's personal financial literacy standard, 9.1, which is, those are meant to align to the New Jersey learning standards.
Okay.
Oh.
And I have to be sharp in my mind to remember what these are, so.
Yes.
There's a lot of them to remember, Superintendent.
Okay. So, we've already had a motion, we've already had a second, we've had discussion. So we're gonna move to a vote. Sir Secretary, take the roll.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Patel?
Yes.
Ms. Rivers?
Yes.
Ms. Stafford?
Yes.
Mrs. Hawk?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Ms. Cherry?
Yes.
Mrs. Salgado Cowan?
Yes.
Motion carries.
Pupil Services, Gail Nelson.
There's
nothing
there.
Oh, skipping it, sorry. Administrative and Auxiliary, Anika Stafford. Sorry, Gail.
Be it resolved that the following motions identified as items A through C be approved as presented.
Second.
So, any discussion in this section? If not, I will ask Sir Secretary, please take the roll.
Ms. Rivers?
Yes.
Ms. Stafford?
Yes.
Mrs. Hawk?
Yes.
Mr. King?
Yes.
Dr. Nelson?
Yes.
Mr. Patel?
Yes.
Ms. Cherry?
Yes.
Mrs. Salgado Cowan?
Yes.
Motion's carried.
I would like to take this time to make a note. Okay. I was gonna ask them. So I would like to take this time to ask the board if they would be, okay with opening public comments again. If I could get a motion to that effect.
Motion.
Second.
Okay, so motion was Patel, and Dr. Nelson was the second. So, can we take the roll? Sir Secretary? Oh,
Just all
just
in
yea or nay?
Opening.
Just all in favor is fine.
Okay. Just want to remind those about public comment, just reflect on, what is this, 12 public comments from the floor. Thank you. Public is now open for you. Just as a good evening. Just as a reminder, please state your name, your address for us to take that. And
My name, is this a mic here? Okay.
Yes.
Well, first of all, I called the board today to ask them when did they have this kind of a chance to speak. I was told to come at 7. I was sitting out there, no one came up to say anything to me, so I thought it was after this. That's the reason why I was told it happened at 7 o'clock. Anyway, my name is Dr. Harold Fisher. I live at 39 Azalea Place, Piscataway. Some of you may know my brother. My brother Jim Fisher taught here. Jim is now 91. He was the second black male to come into Piscataway and teach here. And let me give you a little story. This is American history from a black perspective. My brother Jim was, I'm originally from Williamsport, Pennsylvania. That's Little League Baseball. But for us, it was a city where the Underground Railroad came through. And in 1867, Frederick Douglass came there to speak. And my father, who was on the NAACP, he was the president, the area where the Underground Railroad went through, the white community had another name for it. And my father said, no, it's going to be Freedom Road. And so it has been changed to that. And if you go online, you will find a gentleman named Daniel Hughes. He was a man about 6'7", black, and what he did, he lived in Williamsport, and when blacks came through on their way in the Underground Railroad, he kept them overnight, fed them. No, that's right. He owned a business because Williamsport's known for lumber. He had a raft that took him down to Maryland. He'd pick them up and bring them back, and he helped them get well, and he sent them on to Canada. But so if you read the history of Williamsport, it's well known, and that's where I got my black history because we were taught very, very, very young about black history. Now, another part is my wife. We've been married 59 years. How do I look? Pretty good?
Congratulations. Yeah, you're looking good.
Anyway, she has a half brother. His name was Jim McClendon, and he was teaching at the school, Prince Edward County, when the Brown versus Board of Education. It was one of the schools that was in that lawsuit, and Jim McClendon was teaching this all-black school. And if you know anything about Washington, D.C., a couple of weeks ago there was on C-SPAN, Barbara Rose John. She was a 16-year-old girl who organized that black school to protest. And they stayed up for 2 weeks in Prince Edward County, and the NAACP saw that, and they came in and took that as a lawsuit to go before the Brown versus Board of Education. And then her half-brother, Jim, he moved from Prince George's County, it was Farmville, and he went to a place in Virginia and became principal, Front Royal, that's the word, Front Royal. He became principal there, and he saw that there was need for housing. So he bought 6 acres and built housing for blacks at Front Royal. And to this day, his name is on a street in Front Royal, Virginia. Now, the reason why I came here, I'm sorry, also my great-grandfather, John Taylor, was in the Civil War. He fought for the 29th Connecticut Colored Troops. And the 29th Connecticut Colored Troop was the first troop to march into Richmond at the end of the war. And the people were so happy to see him. But that's another history. There has always been white officers ahead of black troops up until the Second World War. And well, in fact, in the Second World War too. In the Korean War, it was a little different, but blacks did not get any kind of rank or anything like that. So why I'm here today, and I guess you've heard of Frank Malone, who wants to any school or any district that has an Indian mascot, it has to be taken down, or you got to change, you got to do something to it. But what I came here for was a name change. Now, this is what I've been doing. I've been retired. My brother Jim is 91, and I'm 87. How do I look?
Looking
Oh,
good.
boy, that's good. Now I can keep on talking. I came here because of, you have a couple buildings here. Well, one building, I think it's Board of Education. George Patton, that's Major George, General George Patton. Did anyone know his history? Okay, George Patton was in charge of armor in World War II. And I had an uncle who fought in World War II. Jim McClendon, and I talked about my wife, he was in this particular battalion. He was a 761 battalion. And armor are tanks. And General Patton was in charge of tanks and trucks. There are 800 black soldiers in there, and 75% of them were black. They were driving the trucks. They had to drive the trucks every night in World War II, 400 miles. They have a crew. And those trucks were full of gasoline. And that was George Patton's area. George Patton, he was in charge of the armor. At first they were all white. But then he started losing people. And he said, oh, no, those black people, he didn't use that word. But anyway, he was saying that they're not smart enough to drive a trunk, a tank. Just like in baseball, we didn't have, guys couldn't be quarterbacks because they were black. Patton finally took blacks in, and the blacks were doing extremely well in Germany, France, and so forth. Patton, in combat, I'm a veteran as well. In combat, the combat groups are in the front line for so much time, and then they go back or on rest and recuperation. But with Patton, when the blacks took over the tanks, the whites that he had before left the combat and went back after 2 weeks. Now, these are 2. Mm-hmm. When he had the blacks who were the majority of the armor, it was 6 months. So do you think someone's going to make it through 6 months? 2 weeks for rest for the whites, 6 months. So what I'm saying here, anytime Patton would refer to black soldiers, he would call them the name. He called them by that name. So these buildings you have here were probably put in before you came. Okay? And there needs to be, you got to make the name things. You got to change the names. If students knew that, they may, hey, what's this about? The Board of Education made a whole lot different kind of faces in there then. But I think you need a George Patton. I got an article here that you're going to read about Patton. And I also read another story on Patton. There was a cook. Now, back in the day, I'm back in the day, we could not go in the Navy because they said, no, you can't swim, you can't do this. Okay. But anyway, this one black fellow got in the Navy, and he was a cook. And he would go by where they had the guns on the ships, and he would watch how they did it. And it came to war, he just went up there and took over the gun and saved 2 or 3 ships. And they called Patton and told him that. Patton came out, shook his hand, blah, 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 blah. And how do you do that? Well, who told you that? He said, I had to watch them and so they did. Patton never gave him the Medal of Honor. What he told me, he said, well, man, listen, you go back in that kitchen. I'm telling you, George Patton, I don't know why. People think that he was a brilliant man. He was kind of crazy. Like somebody else I know. Mm-hmm. In the White House. And anyway, he was a man who did a lot of cursing. He didn't care about anybody. And he did not think about integrating the military. That was done by President Truman. He didn't think about integrating. He let soldiers get killed and everything. And those black soldiers did so much for this country. At the end of World War II, they marched into Germany. And the people didn't know. They had never seen black people before. They thought they came from heaven. But they were so happy to see they were liberators. So, please, you got to get it right. Now, I called this, I got involved with the Civil Rights Advisory Board. I don't know if any of you are on there. And I went to a few meetings in Piscataway. Theirs is more about events. My civil rights to me doesn't mean events. You got to really deal with what's going on. My younger brother, who is 2 years younger now, he's in the 80s. He lived up in New York State. He's been in NAAC for 37 years, he and his wife. And what happened is that he would go to the courts when somebody got in court and there was civil rights. He sat there, and the judge, who was white, saw him there, and he called him in the chamber. He said, well, why are you always here? And my brother saw him. And so they became friends. Last year when my brother retired, that Supreme Court judge had a celebration for him. If you go to Cooperstown, where the Baseball Hall of Fame is, you go to the courthouse, you got my brother Lee and his wife. The picture is on a stand in the courthouse forever. Because that white judge said, I can't believe that we did all this. And they became very, very good friends. Now, this will be the last one of my ministries. There's a...
We appreciate your coming to the end of your comments.
You want me?
No, finish.
Oh.
Yes, please.
I've been doing this, I call Seton Hall. I got a doctor's master's from Seton Hall. I have a doctorate from St. John's. And I sent a letter to Seton Hall. I said, what about slavery? I had a nice letter there. And they told me that no slavery, no, so I'm still fighting that. But anyway, there's a Roselle. I looked at the obituary of of Abraham Clark, who signed the Declaration of Independence. He was born in 1723, died in 1796 or something. And in his will, he said, he had black slaves. He said, don't release these slaves until my wife and I die. Now, he died in 1793, way before the Emancipation Proclamation. No one knows who those slaves were, and who knows what happened to them, whether they died and so forth. And I've been fighting that. But on top of that, January 16th, 2026, the state brought a lawsuit against Clark. That's where Abraham Clark is named for. The mayor of Clark was telling the police to keep black people out of that town. Give them tickets and all kinds of stuff. This is 26.
That's right.
And come on now, board. I've been writing to them, I've been talking to them. You got to move on it. If you look at online, the ethnic makeup of the board is all people of color.
That's right.
And the whole system is almost. But I don't know, people drag their feet. But anyway, I've been fighting that. So I'll leave this article with you. It says, The Forgotten Heroes of World War II. Listen, you're going to read it, and then you can make your decisions, but I think it's time for a change. And if you're going to name it again, maybe you can name it Jim Fisher Building. No, I'm only kidding. Yeah, Jim ended up being administrator. Oh yeah, this is my last story.
Oh.
No, listen, this is real stuff here.
Okay, real stuff.
Stuff that this is Piscataway didn't know. My brother Jim told me that when he, that's the mic. When he finished college, he applied to Piscataway for a job. And I think it was Dr. Shore. He was the superintendent of schools. He got a school name. Okay. He came through Williamsport. My brother finished Lycoming College in Williamsport, Pennsylvania. It's a Methodist school, and they took blacks in at that time, in the 50s. So he had finished. He sent an application here to Piscataway. And Dr. Shore was coming through Williamsport to go to State College, Penn State, to recruit some teachers. So he heard that my brother's application. He came to the hood, all right? Dr. Shore came to my mother and father's house, met my mother and father, and he told my brother, I want you to come. He didn't have an application right there or a contract. So my brother had to come to Piscataway on a bus from Williamsport. That's about 3.5 hours driving, about 4 or 5 hours. Came in a bus and went to, he said, New Market somewhere. And he came, he signed the contract. And he had to go back home because he didn't know anybody here the same day.
Excuse me, Mr.
All right, so
Fisher.
that's the black
I
history.
appreciate you. This has been really nice. We thank you for your comments. The board will take it under consideration.
Yeah. Okay.
But we've definitely exceeded our time.
Okay.
Thank you. Yeah.
Good evening, Lisa Burke, Piscataway Township. I did not come planning to speak tonight, but in light of what Dr. Fisher just shared, I feel it's so important to stand and speak in support and recognition of what he just asked of us. What he spoke about in proposing a review and potential name changes is a request to really think about the opportunity to reduce environmental microaggressions. I think those of us who are familiar with what microaggressions are most familiar with spoken or with body language, so spoken and non-spoken, but environmental microaggressions are real, and sometimes we become so attuned to them, we don't necessarily think about the history associated when we ask people to enter buildings or conference rooms or meeting spaces with names of people who have such complicated and widespread history. So I'm actually excited that to allow Dr. Fisher, the board reopened public comment, so I won't take up more time except to say that as a community member, it means a lot to have that invitation before us, and I actually have confidence that this board, this superintendent, this leadership will take up the opportunity to look at that, and I will say as a community member, I'll be happy to volunteer for that effort. So thank you.
Forgive me, I'm sorry, I didn't catch your name, I'm sorry.
Lisa Burke, B-U-R-K-E,
Thank you.
Piscataway Township.
Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, everyone, for your comments. Thank you, Lisa. Thank you, Dr. Fisher. And with that, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do that. I'm ready to close it. I'm about to. I'm setting to close it. Can I get a motion to close the second comment? We got Ms. Habiba Haq with a motion. Any second?
Second.
Sal, second. All those in favor of closing the second opportunity for public comments, say yeah. We do the yeah. Say yay.
Yay.
Yeah. Okay. Any opposition? No. Okay. Okay. Yes. We're gonna have Superintendent Glover talk about.
I know Dr. Fisher has stepped out, and Lisa Burke, both comments the board will definitely take a look at. And in light of what was mentioned, there's been proposed legislation for school districts to take a look at name changes and mascots and affiliations. This is the opportunity for the board to kind of do a wide-scale review. I will say that there's policy involved, there's a lot of community conversations, and we all know that people are attached to names. And so sometimes we think it may be easy, but it's going to probably be a lengthy process of public comment, public debate, and sometimes you bring up, there may be feelings brought up that, bless you, within the community, people still may have their own perspectives about. But I think this is the right time for the board to at least adhere to hear the community, bring forth the opportunity for people to speak on it, and then make the right decision at the right time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Madam
Thank
President.
You. All right. So we are going to old business. I personally don't have any particular old business. Any board members have any old business? Okay. We will then close old business. Is that what we do? Yes, we will take, we're just moving on. New business. I know we do have new business. I personally have some new business in reference to our board goals. And before I do my new business, which is having the board members revamp our board goals, I would ask if there's any other new business before we get into the work of the board, which is adopting 2026 new board goals. Ms. Rivers?
I just have a couple of comments. Thank you, President Sakawa Cowan, for thanking and acknowledging us as school board members for Women History Month, but I also would like to acknowledge all the women here in Piscataway and at the Piscataway School Board District for Women's History Month, because you do a great job and we cannot do it without you as well. So we just want to acknowledge everyone here in our township, every woman that does their job every day. So that's one. And then also, I would like to thank Dr. Gail Nelson for partnering with me as a presenter for the 3rd annual Women's Leadership Conference at the New Jersey School Board Association this month. So this is our first time. We put in a proposal, and we got it, so we're presenting, next Friday at
And-
the,
And what are
at
you
the
presenting
workshop.
on?
We're presenting on, clarity, transparency,
And leadership.
and leadership.
Thank you, ladies, excellent. With that being
Would
said,
you like to share where the conference is taking place?
Where is it? It's Mercer.
TCNJ,
It's in Mercer County, right? Am I correct?
CCNJ it will be taking place at the TCNJ campus and I just want to comment that we have all of our women from the board, full registration. Every single one of our women of the board will be at the 3rd annual women's conference, and I feel so ecstatic about that. The fact that 2 of our esteemed board members will be presenting, and yours truly, Nancy Salgado Cowan, will be also speaking with our keynote speaker that day. So it's going to be a great day. We're looking forward to it, and we'll report back once we get back from our women's conference. So thank you. Is Ms. Rivers, anything else?
No, that's all I have. Thank you.
Okay. Ms. Chantel Cherry, new business.
Hey, it's me tonight. So anyway, we were having a discussion and we had a brainstorm and came up with an idea. I initially got started in the schools with PTO. I was chosen by Dr. Baskerville to come participate, volunteer, because I was always in the building. So brainstorm we had was to have parent ambassadors in the district. So what we're looking at is saying for the elementary school level, we would have 3 parent ambassadors. In the middle school level, the same thing. For the high school, we would be looking to get 6 to 7 parent ambassadors. The key part of the parent ambassadors are, they are in the schools, they are the ones who are attending events, they are the ones helping to make the parent presentations, the parent fundraising, the student achievement, the teacher's encouragement take place. They would be the individuals who could work with us, the school board and the district, to feed more information out into the public, but yet bring more information back to the central office and the school board. Most of us do not have kids in the buildings any longer, but if we're able to work with them collaboratively and with the PTOs, we think we would be more effective in getting things done, attending things, but most importantly, encouraging the parents and letting them know the value they have by volunteering in their students' schools. The volunteers are shrinking, but we're trying to find a way to remotivate them and show them the importance of them and what a big difference they make by being a part of the school district. We're not asking them to come to meetings, we're not asking them to put in so many hours. What we're basically asking them to do is simply keep in communications, tell us little things that may be going on at the school, because things are on the big calendar, but the big things on the calendar are the things that make the students shine. It's the little things where the fire truck came and they all got the little plastic hat, they got to sit in the fire seat and take that picture. Hooray, hooray. Those are the things that the kids look forward to. A lot of times we take into consideration what the parents would look forward to. We're looking to get the insight and feedback for what the kids are looking forward to, what the kids enjoy. All kids enjoy field day, but we're in school 180 days, so we can't just single out the one day and say the other 179 is not as relevant. So let's see if we can work together and come up with a sit-down conversation. And I'm not saying the principals have to do this, it has to all be cleared through Superintendent Glover, but it's just something. Like I say, I started simply by a principal talking to me saying, hey, would you be interested? My interest then led from PTO to coming here to be on school board. But again, once they showed me what my value was worth and what I could bring to the table, that's where the difference came in, because I didn't think anything I had to offer would benefit anybody. In hindsight, it benefited a lot of individuals, a lot of students. There are plenty of other parents who are home and or working who have that same ability to offer what they have, because one little word, as we know, can change the whole dynamic of a whole situation. Like I say, our theme is inspire. So we want to, as a school board, inspire the schools and inspire parents to say, tell us what you're thinking, give us what you have to offer, and let us work with it to make it even better. But this way, it brings the morale of the teachers up because they see more parents engaged, because teachers put in a lot of money out of their pocket to make their classrooms function, to put events together, the things that they need. But if they have parent engagement and things going on, we may be able to say, hey, in a community group I'm in, they're offering this free stuff. Would you be interested in the borders that go on the poster board? Would you be interested in, they have excess crayons from an event someone had? These are the kind of things that if we collaborate together, we can make it the most beneficial, because the resources are out there, but you have to have the individuals looking, and once we look and find it, we need an inside person. We can't be bothering the secretary. She's got enough on her plate.
Right.
But if we have a parent ambassador at the school, we can reach out to and say, hey, there's these things that we have to offer, there's supplies we have extra books, whatever. Can we meet you and give it to you? We can give it to you, and then it's at the school. If we don't get it in the kids' hands, if we don't get it in the teachers' hands, it's doing us no good. We, the board, do not go to the schools unless we have a meeting and we notify the superintendent if we're going to an event. But just walking up saying, hey, I'm a board member, let me in, we don't do those kind of things. We have to get invitations. With the invitations come, there's an event going on. But if I have someone who's already there picking up their child, who can say, ring the bell, can I drop this off to the office? It's in the office, and then the administration there can let it be dispersed the way they need to, because everyone knows what their needs are in their buildings.
Yep.
We don't know what their needs are. We're not trying to say we can figure it out, but if we can have access to things and give them things to benefit them, and that would in turn benefit the students, that's the purpose of the parent ambassador.
With that, Madam Vice President, when you said about one word could change everything, I would like to take the word parent out of that and make it school ambassadors, because I don't feel that every child may have parents. Sometimes they have grandparents, guardians, and so forth. I also want to make it known that it's not going to be excluding any community folks who don't have children in the schools. If they want to apply for this position, which we are going to have to take some time, this is what we're proposing, to flesh out what that all means and how it all looks, and of course under the direction of Superintendent Glover, we will make sure that all of the rules are adhered to. And so I just want to say it's going to, the name of these individuals will be school ambassadors, not parent ambassadors. So yes, you can be a parent, but not excluding those who are not parents, those who do not even have children in the school. But anyone in Piscataway, if you want to be a school ambassador, come on down.
Because with that, we can have grandparent ambassadors, because we have the seniors who would be willing to come in to have a sit down for kids who do not have grandparents, either in the state and or who have a connection with them. It would be feeding both of them, because as a grandparent ambassador, you're helping that child who does not have that figure at home, but it's also helping you, giving you a purpose and a cause and something to do. Because a lot of times, if you go have a sit-down conversation with the senior, they're looking for something to do. They want somebody to give them something to do, and they're more than willing to offer their time, their services, or their special skills that they have, simply because someone asked them. They're just waiting. They're sitting on the sidelines. They're ready to be put in. They're ready to be that pinch hitter. So that's just something we had a conversation about, and that's what we're looking to work on and bring to the public in the Piscataway community. And then I also have a report. Yeah, this is my long-winded night. I'm your representative to the commission. The commission of Middlesex County works with special education, only special education students. They're currently in charge of 10 schools. With those 10 schools, some kids are nonverbal, some are wheelchair bound, some need full-time assistance, but at the end of the day, they still deserve an education. What that may look like varies based upon each individual child. But also the commission is a large wholesale Costco's. Districts make purchases from the commission, and it's at a much cheaper price than if the district was to go out and make the purchases on their own. With the commission, we've been going through a transition for the last year, year and a half, because of the new superintendent who is in place. And as most public knows, if you have someone in a leadership position for an excessive amount of years, sometimes you get soft, you get lax, rules start getting bent, protocols are not followed, and when that person leaves, you see things that you had not seen, and now you have to address them all. So there's been a big adjustment, there's been replacement in positions, there's been a new attorney team put in place, the new superintendent, a new president. Our former president is now the Lieutenant Governor of New Jersey, Dale Caldwell. When he left us, it was to go on to bigger and better things. Well, I say he achieved that. But with the commission, you see the work, you have all the superintendents who go there, and you get to see what special education programs are available, what it looks like. In addition, they work with the Youth Detention Center in North Brunswick, and we put together an education program, redecorated their living area because we wanted them to remind them, you're still special, you're still a human. Just because you made one bad choice and you're now in a detention center does not mean we have written you off. So they have new furniture, they have new carpeting, their rooms were painted, and now they have an environment that they want to do their school learning, and they are doing so. But with the commission as well, they get to oversee things that none of us ever think about. Like when we hear special education, we're thinking a kid with an IEP, we're thinking a kid at 504. No, their level of special education is on the next level. Their level of education requires a whole lot of commitment and compassion from the assistants who work there along with the teachers. Unfortunately, their rate of pay is less than what regular general education is. I don't know why, because they're doing more than anyone else that I know of. But with the commission as well, it's a place where the superintendents bounce things off of each other, give feedback to each other, but it brings them together in one room to collaboratively work, hold a conversation, and just see what's out there to offer. So going forward, I meet with them once a month on Fridays, but I'm on committees with them as well. I'll come forward and I will bring reports to give us updates on what's going on there, improvements. They actually even have a health club with a swim pool. They're thriving. That's an income for them. And the more money, and they don't get any state aid. That's the best part about it. So they don't rely on the state to function. They generate their own money based on the sales from the commissions, and they also have bus routes that they put out to service and so forth. But kids from all of New Jersey get put in special schools who are under that guideline, whether they're coming from Children's Hospital or whether they were homeschooled and now their parents are now sending them to school. But it's something you have to see for yourself to truly appreciate the work that's done there and the amount of students that benefit from that program. And they do go in the summer as well. It's a challenge for the parents, but at the same time, the students are the ones who are benefiting from it. But like I say, going forward, I will give you a monthly report so that everybody stays up in the know of what's going on at the commission.
Thank
Now
you.
I'm going to be quiet for the rest of the night.
So, just one more thing, and I'm not going to belabor this meeting. Madam Vice President and myself did attend New Jersey School Board's Leadership Conference, which was very, very informative, and we would like to give you a report about that, but not tonight. So we will give that report to you at our next meeting. So look forward to hearing about what we learned at our leadership initiative. Okay.
And I'd like to formally note that in item C in admin auxiliary, I know both of your intention was to abstain on your approval of yourself, so
Yes.
I've formally noted that in the minutes. I
We
wanted to
appreciate that.
acknowledge that.
See things slip through the cracks.
Thank you, thank you. So now we move on to our board goals. As we all know, there are district goals, we have our strategic plan, we have the annual goals. Tonight, we're focused on specifically the goals of the board. And all of the board members, you should have a copy of the existing goals. We're just going to go through quickly here and note what things we might want to change. I have some comments from Dr. Connors, who couldn't be here tonight because he is out doing his work with the New Jersey school boards at large, and so he's working on behalf of all of the state of New Jersey, and that is why he's not here, but he did give me comments on things that he would like to recommend. So the first board goal from 2025 is number 1, support board. The board will continue to focus on mental wellness needs of our students, their families, faculty, staff, and community members. The board will support existing district wellness and mental health programs and services. These programs are to be based upon diversity, equity, inclusion, and a sense of belonging. The board recognizes that at all times the need to be a balance that exists between academic rigor and physical and emotional wellness. So that's goal number 1 for 2025. I would like any of our board members. Yes, Anika Stafford.
And number 2, education. The district will recruit diverse, highly qualified, and appropriately credentialed teachers and staff. The board will engage in professional development opportunities, including individual board member academy courses and board certification training with NJSBA.
Thank you. Anyone, number 3?
Communicate. The board will foster new communication systems with the community and stakeholders through participation in board and community meetings. As liaisons to our schools, we will continue to strive to support our students and families by engaging in school events, promoting district activities and committee meetings, and system communication.
Thank you. And number 4, Habiba Haq.
Inspire. The board will support the UI We Inspire initiative with emphasis on programs that seek to bridge the achievement gap, adding focus on special education, equity in AP honors.
Okay. So those are existing goals from 2025. I'm going to address first off Dr. Tom Connor's comments. The only goal that he wanted us to review is goal number 2. In goal number 2 in 2025, it was stated that the board has the district will recruit diverse, highly qualified, and appropriate credentialed teachers and staff. It is Dr. Connor's comment that should be not in this goal. That is not my feeling. This is Dr. Connor's comment. I will take it to our board members if they would like to.
I'm sorry.
So.
Can you just elaborate? I'm not clear.
So the goal currently as it exists says the district will recruit diverse, highly qualified, and appropriate credentialed teachers and staff. Dr. Connor's comment is that as a board, we do not recruit, we do not, approve, we do not look for a credentialed staff. That is more of a district goal, as well as a responsibility of the district, not necessarily a responsibility of the board. If we could possibly reword that into saying, yes, these are things that we believe, these are our belief statements, but that not making it specific to that we are recruiting these individuals, because we do not. So that's what his comment is.
So then, honestly, all of it should say believe.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. With that being said, all of these goals that we have will more so be to state what our beliefs are and how we want to align ourselves with the district goals. And so I would say, Sir Secretary, if we could reword these in a fashion where it's the board's belief that we should focus on mental wellness, etc. for 1. It is the board's belief statement, number 2. I personally would like to add myself a 5th goal in having to do specifically with making sure as a board that we maintain the excellence in our school district, and that our belief statement is so that we will not compromise the educational opportunities and the availments that our children have in this district based on finances. So my belief statement, and I'm going to ask our board members if they agree, that's just my personal statement, is that or maybe we can reword one of these and we can add that into something that's existing. But I think that it's something that needs to be said out loud as a board. We will work within the ramifications of the finances that we are given, obviously. but that we will not compromise those, those students, any student, in their ability to attain the high level of excellence that we have here in Piscataway. Yes?
Madam
Ms.
President, just need for clarification, and excuse me, if, I think I did see this through the email, am I correct?
Yes.
I was not thinking that we were gonna adopt it today, or we just reviewing it today?
So the thought was that we would review it and adopt it because these goals were supposed to be done in the month of January and or February. So we are in the month of March, and we are a little tardy in aligning these goals. I did ask all board members to review the goals, and if you had any suggestions, to bring them tonight. So
Suggestions would have been tonight, and then reviewed like a first reading, and then we could adopt them next month?
that's not typically how we do it. Typically, we review these goals and go over them as a group in public session, and then we adopt them. So it's more of like, do you have some ideas? Please, let's flesh them out. The only board member who sent me any remarks was Dr. Tom Connors. Does anyone else have any things they would like to add to the board goals? Do you agree with these? Are we gonna change them or so forth? Yes, Dr.
So I agree with what you were saying with regard to putting, I guess, the statement of the board will continue to focus, or the board is committed to ensuring.
I love that.
I think that that will go a little bit better. I can share that with David. And there was one other thing that you said.
So that would be in reference to all the goals, placing that in front of each of these goals.
Right, so like number 3, the board will foster new communication systems with the community and stakeholders. So we're working with people still, making it more inclusive. I think that's what you were saying.
Yep.
But not, yeah.
I don't have any problem with goal number 3. I think the way it's stated there is inclusive and is saying what our belief statement is. I don't think that that particular goal needs any reworking at all. Does anyone else have anything that they would like to add to goal number 3?
Question for you.
Yes.
My thing was, and initially from last year, the new communication system, which was going to be Parent Square.
And we adopted that, yes.
No, what I'm saying, so if we adopted that and we have it in place, are we going to continue to leave that in place about fostering new communication
Yes,
systems?
because of school ambassadors is going to be something that we're championing, and that is part of that communication goal. So I would like that to stay there. I think that it falls under that particular goal. The fact that we would like to institute school ambassadors is aligned with the communicate. Anyone else on goal number 3 specifically?
Madam President, if I could just open for discussion the potential of using the word, instead of new, effective and efficient communication systems,
Yeah.
as opposed to new, because
Yeah.
you always want it to be effective, and I think that
Do we need
allows
to,
you,
I'm sorry.
I think that allows you the opportunity to bring in other resources, or even better use Parent Square, broadcasting, whatever mode of communication.
Correct. Yes, I think that's excellent. Superintendent Glover, that's a great suggestion. So we're gonna just go through 1, 2, and 4. I miss. One second. Okay, we're gonna read it out loud. What it currently states is, communicate, the board will foster effective and efficient communication systems with the community and stakeholders through participating in board and committee meetings. I don't think we should be so specific in that. Maybe we take the specifics about committee meetings, and I think we are doing committee meetings. I don't think that it needs to specifically be in that section. That's just a thought. Because it's outlining specifics that we're gonna do, so I guess, yes, we do have committee meetings. That's an ongoing thing.
But your committee meetings also include the community.
Right.
So it is important because you're including the community. If you want inclusiveness, then the community has to know they're included.
So that's where I was thinking about adding a number 5 per se. I know that you wanted to add a 5, but then I didn't want it to be too wordy because it could really go into any one of the ones that we have. So piggybacking on what Gail was just saying, we can also add into the community portion that the board is committed to creating inclusive opportunities for community members to participate in the growth and development of the district.
Okay, can you say that slower?
Oh, I'm gonna email it to David.
No,
Oh, you?
David is taking the notes
Oh,
now. 'cause
sorry,
this
David.
This is a working session.
He's not doing shorthand.
We're doing a working session here, so that we, you know.
I'll start over slow. The board is committed to creating inclusive opportunities for community members to participate in the growth and the development of the district. I think that's important.
Yes.
Because there's tension with taxes and everything, so I
So,
think
yes.
ensuring that every voice is heard and valued through collaborative initiative and shared resources.
Ms. Stafford, could you speak up that last part of it?
And shared resources.
Okay.
The board will work to build strong united community that supports the long-term support and success of our students and schools. So, it's wordy, but that can go in 3, that can go in 4, that can go in 1 and 2, it can go in any one of those.
Right, so that particular, all of what you just said, and if you don't mind to just read it through, all the way through for us one more time?
Sure.
Folks, hold on. We don't use AI to help us out.
Okay.
He's like, look,
Want me to speak it?
You just talk. You don't have to. You don't
Okay.
have to say what you have to say.
So I can speak fast?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay, the board is committed to creating inclusive opportunities for community members to participate in the growth and development of the district, ensuring that every voice is heard and valued. Through collaborative initiatives and shared resources, the board will work to build a strong, united community that supports the long-term success of its students and schools.
I love it. I personally think it could just be a standalone. I don't think it has to be included in any of the existing goals. So that's what I feel about that. Anyone else? Any comments to the things that Ms. Stafford said? Yes, Mr. Patel.
Question about goals in general. Is board required to measure if we met the goals or not at some point in future? And how do we do that?
So typically, the board doesn't get evaluated on our goals. We review them the following year to see where we are with them and see if we've met them, or we are our own evaluators. There's no particular, form or submission or data that's being submitted to anyone but ourselves, and we grade ourselves.
The state does not evaluate
No.
this as part of QSAC or something?
Not the board goals. Board goals has to do with New Jersey school boards and having good governance and being able to work collaboratively as board members.
Silly question. So this is more of a symbolic or
It's what we do.
what?
It's what we do. It's what our commitment is to this district. What we find as a value in our district and how we are going to uphold. It's calling ourselves accountable to what we are doing as unpaid volunteers here.
We're going to keep each other accountable.
Exactly.
Thank you.
Exactly. We are keeping each other accountable based on these goals.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone have any comment to what Ms. Stafford said? Do we like what Ms. Stafford said? Is there something we want to tweak in that? Do we think we're going to have that as a standalone goal? Do we think we're going to, change it in any way?
I think it'll be good as a standalone.
Yep.
Okay, Mr. King saying he likes it as a standalone. Ms. Hawk agrees. On this side of the table, Dr. Nelson, Do you agree with it being a standalone goal?
It can be a standalone.
Okay, so that would be goal number 5, David?
Okay.
All right, so going back to 3, we've changed that a bit and added effective and efficient communication systems. I would like it maybe to say strategies instead of systems. I don't know if I like that word, but just a thought. Yeah. So that is a thought. And I was also thinking that the particular liaisons for our schools, we could partner where the liaison would work with the school ambassadors, right? So let's say I am the school liaison for Knollwood, right? Then I would then speak with my Knollwood representatives as school ambassadors and work collaboratively with them. So I like the idea of the liaisons staying in there and maybe something to engage, this is good, families. I don't want it to say specifically in school events because I feel like it's more than just school events. Yeah. Anyone on that?
Are you saying that you're taking out school events, or?
I wanted to be saying a bit more than just school events. Right now, the goal reads, as liaisons to our schools, we continue to strive and support our students and families by engaging in school events. And
Can it say school and community events?
yeah, that's great. School and community events.
And that's it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Superintendent Glover, do you have any comments to number 3?
No comments to number 3. I just kind of want to, if I may, Madam President,
Yes.
just kind of reframe a little bit, because I think the question was asked, the importance of the board having goals.
Yes.
My hope is that it aligns to the strategic plan.
Right.
And so what I've been doing as you're talking is going back to what's in the strategic plan, because then we're all on the same page.
Correct.
My superintendent goals match the board goals, match the strategic plan. And I'm looking at where this falls, right? So communication lives in 2 places currently, kind of, sort of, in our strategic plan. But I see this as being part, what I think is trying to be accomplished in number 3, lives in goal number 3 of our strategic plan. So if our language kind of mirrors, I think it supports, and we're uniform as opposed to being all over the map.
Right.
Just
So
my
can you read that for us?
Yes, and it's also up here just so folks can see it in case they can't over here. Community engagement, outreach, and involvement, increase student and family partnerships, and engagement by removing barriers and streamlining communication between stakeholders.
Okay.
Yeah, that's very concise. I like that. And so if we can somehow make our language in this goal number 3 mirror that a bit more, I think that would be a good idea.
Madam President.
Yes, Mr.
So
Patel.
for that matter, can we keep long-term facilities planning also in the focus or somewhere within the board
Long-term facilities?
planning?
Where's that?
You want to keep the long-term facilities plan in mind? Or in
In
focus
part of
for
the
board?
communication. In goal number 3?
Yes,
Okay. So that's something to add to it.
yes.
Okay, gotcha. All right. David, do you want to see if you could give a crack at what we've all said and spit it back at us, please?
I'm not really sure.
Okay. Sir
What
Secretary.
would you like to add to number 3? I have effective and efficient in there, and we added to school and community events. Those are the 2 additions I've made.
Mm-hmm. And I think that what Mr. Patel is suggesting is that we also put in something to long-term facilities. What?
Planning.
I don't understand what that means, Mr. Patel.
David?
What does that mean?
I suspect Mr. Patel's getting at that to engage and inform and engage the community on our district facilities and their well-being and how it kind of contributes to student success, right? And so the board has done a great job keeping their buildings in good shape, continuing to focus on that, understanding that there are fiscal challenges, and I think that's why he's bringing it up. There's fiscal challenges involved with that, but I think Mr. Patel's suggesting we don't want the board to lose sight of how important that is.
Yes.
I don't think it goes into this goal, though. I think that your comments are well received. I don't know that it necessarily goes with communication, but that's just me.
You know what, it may, because they do reach out, and meaning the community, when they see issues or problems arise within the school, so that is a point. I think we should probably keep it in communication.
I think the biggest part is just, informing them about the capital
Yeah.
projects that we're constantly doing,
Right.
because this way the community knows where their tax dollars are being
Yeah.
spent. Now, informing them so much about the upkeep and how good we're keeping it and what's going on inside the building might not be as important,
Right.
but, how their money is being spent, I know that that's usually what a lot of people wanna know, like, if you pay attention to what's going on with the war and everything,
Mhm.
right? A lot of people really got engaged when they found out that their money was being spent on like lobster and stuff like that.
Right. Right. So putting in that communication goal, something to the effect that we will be informing or.
Just keep the public up to date with capital projects.
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
We've been doing it, but we're writing it
We're
down.
writing it down that we are going to be doing that, right?
But we do
Am I
it.
correct, sir?
Yes, want to highlight what our goals are and how we're making progress towards those goals,
Correct.
regardless of fiscal
Challenges.
difficulties.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay, I agree.
Madam President, if
Yeah.
I may, in the last line of current goal number 3, under communication, where it says promoting district activities and committee meetings and systems, potentially rewording it in a way where it says promoting long-term projects and district initiatives
There you go.
in committee meetings and systems of communications. Just recommendation.
I love that.
Facilities projects?
Long-range projects.
Do we need to put in there, though, like the fact that it's maintaining the buildings or facilities?
Any project is
Yeah,
a project.
long,
Could it be
yeah,
project?
yeah, could be.
Oh, just asking.
And then district initiatives.
What he said.
And then
Okay.
district initiative speaks to something else we may do.
Right, in the future, it leaves us open to champion more things for the good of the public and our district. Okay,
Superintendent, can you say that again, please?
Yes. Rewriting the last sentence to say promoting long-range projects and district initiatives in committee meetings and other system communications.
I like it.
Or organizational communications, or board communications. I think it should say board.
Yeah, I don't know, but that's systems, right? Yeah.
Because this is really
This is our
This is
stuff.
really your communication.
Bless you.
So, yeah.
Are we saying board and organizational, or just?
I
board,
agree with
just
that.
board.
I agree with that, changing instead of system communications to board communications. Okay, so, Sir Secretary, how do you have our goal number 3 looking?
The board will foster effective and efficient communication systems with the community and stakeholders through participation in board and committee meetings. As liaison to our schools, we will continue to strive to support our students and families by engaging in school and community events, promoting long-range projects, and district initiatives in committee meetings and board communications.
I like it. I like it. Does everyone here agree with goal number 3?
Yes.
You guys like the way that sounds?
Yes.
Okay. Dr. Nelson, I heard that you might have something for me over there.
Oh, no, I'm just thinking, me.
Okay. Well, we would like to know what you're thinking. Please
Sometimes
share.
I have to think through my thinking.
Okay, so you're not ready to share yet. I gotcha. So, yeah, number 4, the board will support the We Inspire initiative with emphasis on programs that seek to bridge the achievement gap, adding focus on special education, equity, and AP honors. Superintendent wants to expound on that or give a comment to that?
My comment to this is that the Inspire frame, the Inspire mantra should not be adjusted.
No.
It is who the district has become.
Right.
It is inclusive.
Yes.
and it speaks to the broader scope of who Piscataway Township schools are.
Yes.
I will add this, though. That last line about
Doesn't-
adding focus on special education, equity,
I don't think it needs to be there.
yeah, because we're talking about equity for all.
Exactly.
And
I would like to strike that as well. That was something I had in my.
But the rest of it I
I was
like.
concerned about that too, because I wasn't understanding it. I was like, is the special education students being able to take AP honors, or
Yes.
is it special ed?
That was the initiative last year.
Not always getting what they need, because I'm a special ed teacher. And then I was thinking also about that Inspire piece. It's kind of, I don't know, it's not hitting. The board would support UIV Inspire initiatives. Like, does the community know what UIV?
I think that that's our responsibility, to educate the community on what our.
But how long have you had this Inspire?
We've used Inspire for a good 10 years, I believe, Chantal?
Then that community should know.
Well, I think that people come and go in Piscataway. We have new people, we have new board members. There's always ever-changing, composition of who's here in the room and in the community.
You ain't losing that many. Okay, so like, we need to look at that.
And what is your suggestion with that?
I'm just looking at it, because I was speaking to Madam Vice President, because I was confused with the special ed equity and AP honors. Like, I was like, what? I don't get that.
So maybe Chantel, could you speak to that, what we did last year and why we added that?
Last year, we did district testing in special education, and after the testing results came back, we had 48 students that were bumped up and placed into AP courses in gifted and talented. That's where that initiative came from last year, because otherwise those students would not have been identified. And we know if a child gets bored or they don't feel they're learning, they become disruptive or check out. And once we have a student check out, getting them to check back in takes a miracle. But by identifying them and immediately placing them in the right classes they needed to be in, they started thriving even more. And the parents were super excited, because you as a parent know your child, and you know, my child is smart. I don't know what the problem is. I don't know why y'all giving them this baby work. But once they were identified and they were placed in a more challenging class, rigorous education role, the students took off and haven't looked back. And more students have been identified and placed in AP and honors classes. But now they're being given the opportunity versus, there's a stigma that said special education, you're in this little bubble and you're not allowed to come out of that little inclusive classroom, and you're not offered the advancement, the higher education learning, the challenges. That bubble needs to be bust, and all of the confetti needs to fall out, which is our students, and allow them to be who they truly are.
Exactly.
And allow them to, even if they go take the AP class and they're not successful, guess what? They were given the opportunity and say, okay, I did not make it the first time. That don't mean I'm not going to come back a second time and try again.
Right.
But as long as we keep you clustered in that one little box, we would never have known. So now we know.
I think that we've attained that goal over the last year, personally, but.
So, can we go back to, I'm going to draw us back to our strategic plan. Strategic goal number 2 specifically talks about equitable access for all students.
Right.
And so when I think about, and I'll read it out loud so we all can hear, maximize resources and communication to support inclusive engagement activities for students of all district demographics.
Right.
Increase opportunities for equitable student engagement. The board will support the UIW Inspire initiative with emphasis on programs that seek to bridge the achievement gap. If you want to add opportunities with emphasis on programs that continue to increase opportunities for equitable student access and engagement.
Right.
That
encapsulates everything.
That
It doesn't make it super specific where we're like focusing only on special education, equity in AP honors, because that's very niche and that's very small. And as president of our board, I find it, we want to be visionaries. We want it to be bigger.
We want it to be bigger, but go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Nope.
I apologize.
Go ahead.
Just tying into our goals, again, keeps everybody in alignment. So we all speak the same language. So I, as a superintendent, my cabinet, board members, we all say the same thing. Equitable access for all.
Yes.
At that time that took place, everything was being cut from special education. Students weren't allowed to take certain language classes. Students were told no, they could not. So the reasoning for that was to take the lid off of the limitations that were placed upon special education students, to put focus on them, because they were the last thought in the concept of everybody's decision making. When cuts were taking place, it was always from special education. It was never from general education. So when you constantly go to the same soft spot and hit it, eventually it cracks. That was the reason for the focus on special education, because at that point, they needed to be focused on. Their programs needed to be focused on. Their teachers needed to be focused on. Everything that they were being given or not given needed to be focused on, and try to make it equitable for them, because they were in everybody's afterthoughts, not in everybody's first thoughts.
I saw a hand over here, Ms. Rivers.
Yes, so to seek the bridge, the achievement gap, we're taking that out, am I correct? I don't particularly, care for bridge the achievement gap.
Okay,
right?
so you're supposing that we should get rid of that
And
part.
I was, gonna say, since, superintendent was talking about, all inclusive, that we, should say, I was writing empowering students to reach their full academic potential. 'Cause
I love
they're all
that.
students, they're not different, so.
Exactly.
To seek empowering students to reach their full academic potential.
I think
Instead of to bridge the academic gap.
I think also the reason we had that in that goal last year is because we do still have an achievement gap that still exists.
I understand that, but.
No, I'm just giving the background.
Just to be, general for all students, and not talking about just those who need.
Any subgroup, no particular.
no specific
No, but
group.
she wants actually to get rid of, to bridge the achievement gap. What she's suggesting is that we just, say it again, Loretta, I'm sorry?
I'm suggesting that you take out to bridge the achievement gap, and then that seek, let me see here, with emphasis on programs that empower students to reach their full academic potential.
I like that.
If I may,
Yes,
I just think that the word equity should be still included.
yes.
Yep.
So, because whether we say continue to increase opportunities for equitable access for all students to reach academic potential,
Yeah.
Mhm.
whether we say, with an emphasis on programs that seek, similar to what you just shared with us, the word equity is essential, because this inspire you, we is about equity. Our image speaks
Yes.
about equity. Our strategic goal speaks about equity. So as long as we keep the word equity in there at some point,
Mm-hmm.
but the remaining part, I did make note, for students to reach their academic potential,
No
I think
side
it's
talk,
essential.
please. So I'm just standing up because I'm uncomfortable sitting down anymore, nothing, just,
Excuse me, sorry,
Yes.
Madam President. So Superintendent Glover, what did you just say? Your comments were to.
The board will continue to support the we Inspire initiative with emphasis on programs that seek to continue to increase opportunities for equitable access for all students to reach their academic potential.
I like that. That's great. That's a marriage between the strategic goals, what our board goals are gonna say, as well as making sure that that piece is in there about the equitable, as well as I think that we don't necessarily have to mention the achievement gap, like Ms. Rivers said. I do agree with her about that, but I will play devil's advocate and say that's gonna be done anyway by, the achievement gap will be addressed in doing what we're doing by, having all students reach their academic potential. I really love the way you said that, Ms. Rivers, thank you.
So can we combine mine and Superintendent Glover's
That's,
together?
yes, that's what David's
So,
about to do.
Superintendent Glover started with, to continue equity access to all students to reach their full academic potential. I know you're gonna clean it up, David, but, can we just, gel
Yeah.
those two together?
Yeah, I think
Okay.
that the marriage of those two is excellent. So once we have that all written out, David's gonna read that for us in a moment.
And then, Madam President, we're taking it off the end, adding focus.
Yes,
Okay.
yes, I don't think that was in my comments also, that I don't feel that, our goals should be super specific in just singling out one particular program or what we're choosing to do for our students. I think that, you know, like you and like Mr. Glover has said, that as a belief statement, we all believe that all students, all children should be allowed to learn and thrive to their highest capacity, right? So that's what that's my belief statement, and I think that encapsulates that. Now, in terms of the We Inspire, just so you guys know, when we have our next board retreat, which is coming up, we will review what We Inspire is, in case we all here on the board don't know, so that we would get a deeper dive into what does that mean and how that relates to all that we do here on the board. Okay.
So
David?
I have number 4 now. I cut a word or two, but the board will support the We Inspire initiatives with an emphasis on programs that increase opportunities for equitable access and empower all students to reach their full academic potential.
I love it. Do you guys all agree with that?
I was gonna say add CTE to that, but since we remove AP&R.
Yeah, no, I don't want any
I
specifics.
think what you said is better.
All right, so we have improved goal number 3, we've improved goal number 4, and we made goal number 5, because Ms. Stafford over there gave us some really nice language, and Mr. King doubled down on it, so thank you. I like that we're all working together to collaborate on what it is we are going to be doing as our board in 2026.
Madam
As far as, yes, Ms. Rivers.
So we one is.
We're
good.
going back to that.
Oh, we're
because
going back.
We're going
Oh.
back to 1 because we've done 3, 4, and 5. Now we're going to go back up to the top
Okay.
and go to number
Before
1.
we go to a new one, did you want to stay with the theme of, so the first 4 initial goals had like a word and then a...
Oh, right.
So do you want to stick with that theme, and if so, do you have a word for number 5 that we just created?
So read number 5 against us, and maybe we'll come up with the word.
The board is committed to creating the board is committed to creating inclusive opportunities for community members to participate in the growth and development of the district, ensuring that every voice is heard and valued. Through collaborative initiatives and shared resources, the board will work to build a strong, united community that supports the long-term success of its students and schools.
I say the word is community.
Yeah.
The word is community. That's my word for that. Anyone else?
I think that's a good word, community.
Agreed.
Yep.
I need to hear it again. not
Okay,
just one time.
yeah, Ms. Rivers, I think it's good to just say it again anyway. So if we could repeat that, I know it's getting late, some of our board members
You want
were
me to
getting tired,
reread
but,
number
I just need
5?
for you to reread.
Number 5.
yep,
Proposed word is community, to start, okay? The board is committed to creating inclusive opportunities for community members to participate in the growth and development of the district, ensuring that every voice is heard and valued. Through collaborative initiatives and shared resources, the board will work to build a strong, united community that supports the long-term success of its students and schools.
if anyone else has another word, but I think that community really encapsulates goal number 5. Do we all agree?
Yes.
Yay? Yes. Okay, excellent. So we're going back up to the top. We got 1 and 2, and we're going to work on those 2, and then we will have our goals for 2026. Excellent. All right. So goal number 1, I personally and Dr. Connors didn't have any comments to goal number 1. Goal number 1 is support. The board will continue to focus on mental wellness. Maybe not mental wellness. Anyways, we'll get back to that. Needs for our students. I think it's their families, faculty, staff, and community members. I think it's odd to say mental wellness. We just say wellness. Or mental health wellness. Yeah, so it's like either the board will continue to focus on mental health and wellness needs of our students, their families, faculty, staff, and community members. I think that flows a bit better.
Well-being.
Well-being?
Yeah.
Okay, so the board will continue to focus on the well-being of our students, their families, faculty, staff, and community members. Yeah, I think that
I like that.
that works a bit better. Did you get that, David?
Well, just replace mental wellness needs with well-being.
Yes. Okay, so that sentence seems more, it just flows a bit better. The next part, the board will support existing district wellness and mental health programs and services. I think that that sentence is fine.
Yep.
Everybody? You agree with that sentence? Okay, moving on to the next sentence. The programs are to be based upon diversity, equity, inclusion, and a sense of belonging. I also love that sentence and don't want to change it at all. Anyone want to change that sentence?
No.
Improve, delete, nothing? Great, we're moving on. The board recognizes at all times there needs to be a balance that exists between academic rigor and physical, emotional wellness. I don't know if I want wellness at the end there, but maybe there's another,
Well-being again.
maybe change wellness to well-being again. How does that sound? You want to read that out for me, Ms. Hawk?
The board recognizes at all time there needs to be a balance that exists between academic rigor and physical, emotional well-being.
I like it. Does anyone like wellness instead of well-being? Or you want to keep it wellness or well-being, or you don't really care either way? Any comments? What do you think, Chantel?
Well-being.
Okay.
I like well-being too.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Rivers. Dr. Nelson, well-being? Okay. I know that Patel said he's got a thumbs up over there. And I got a thumbs up over here. King? All right, 2 thumbs up. All right.
Thumbs up.
Now we're moving on. So number 1 is changing just the 2 words in there to be well-being. Superintendent Glover, do you like that? You're good with that? Okay. And we're going into goal number 2, which is the last one we'll be reviewing for tonight. And that is the district will recruit diverse, highly qualified, appropriate, credentialed teachers and staff. I do want it to be a belief statement that we want to have a diverse community. I don't think that we need to say recruit and that stuff, because we're not the ones that do that.
Right.
We can encourage our district to be that. Let me see what
I
Tom
agree
wrote.
with you, Madam President.
The board, what Tom wrote was, the board will engage in professional development opportunities, including board member academic course, board certification. Oh, he didn't address it at all. He just said he wanted it stricken. So it's not going to be stricken. I don't agree with striking it altogether. Mr. Rubin?
Is it what you want to say the district either supports or encourages?
Yes. I think that's great from our Trinity. Thank you.
I think support sounds better. So.
Support?
Yeah.
All right, so that would read, the board will
Support the district.
support the district in securing highly qualified and appropriate credentialed staff that are diverse. Or, no, Ms. Stafford, reword it. Yes, Mr. Rubin.
What I'm hearing is the board supports recruitment of diverse blood.
Perfect.
Yeah, recruitment of
Diverse and blah, blah, blah.
diverse and diverse, highly qualified and appropriate credentialed teaching staff. Can we just say teaching and all staff? Or staff encompasses everyone else, correct?
If I may,
Yes.
not to complicate this, it sounds like this is 2, one for the district and one for the board.
Yes,
Exactly.
And
Yeah.
and so the first line says the board will support the district in hiring, but then you speak about the board's
Yeah.
educational experience, right?
Right, I think that's why Connors wanted to take it out.
That,
Yeah.
and it's around education.
So maybe we could put that sentence into one of our other goals and just leave 2 as our education, what we're doing to better ourselves in terms of the board certification and trainings that we all are doing. Because we are already, as Mr. Connors would say, a certified board, and we are looking to increase ourselves into becoming a master certified board.
So this would go better with 4.
So I like the sentence 1, but we should move it into something else, if we can include it somewhere else.
Like probably in 4.
In 4 is what Dr. Nelson's saying.
The community?
In inspire. Yeah, I agree. I think it can go in inspire for sure.
Okay.
So sentence 1 in education is going to be taken out of education, and that sentence, the way Mr. Rubin worded it, is going to be included at the end of inspire?
Yes.
Yes?
Tell him.
Yeah, he's gonna read it all for us in a moment.
Yeah, because
He's just
before
making
you're
sure
talking
he's-
about empowering students, how do you empower students? You hire great teachers.
That's right. That's the only way.
Go
We can hire recruitment and retention.
Retention is important.
Recruitment and retention of these excellent staff. Correct? I think I like the retention part in there. So, all right. We're moving that down to 4, and we're almost done, guys. We're doing great. I love this collaborative efforts that you are all doing in helping to make sure that we have our goals of what we stand for in 2026. So, Sir Secretary, could you read that number 4 for us again?
Yep. 4, inspire. The board will support the You, I, We Inspire initiatives with an emphasis on programs that increase opportunities for equitable access and empower all students to reach their full academic potential. The board supports the recruitment and retention of diverse, highly qualified, and appropriately credentialed teachers and staff.
Yeah. Yes, Mr. Patel.
I need Mr. Rubin to help me out.
Okay.
If we keep word diverse in there, then does that create any issues of
If all you mean by that is,
race discrimination?
well, if all you
Wait,
mean by-
I'm sorry, what's the question?
he wanted to know if that creates a problem with violating any laws by saying we're supporting recruitment of a diverse staff. And the answer is, if all you're promoting is increasing your applicant pool, that's perfectly legal. If what you mean by this is you're you're looking to hire people of one particular race or another, they were crossing a line. But I take this to mean that you support the recruitment and encouraging people to apply.
Yeah.
Right.
And,
If it's increasing the applicant pool, you're fine. If it's more than that, maybe we're not so fine.
and also want to make it clear the board does not hire the staff.
Well, yeah, if we take out the we're recruiting, we're supporting the district to recruit. We're not recruiting, we're not hiring anybody, because we do not do the daily running of the schools,
I like what you just said, you're not recruiting.
because we're not. We're supporting. We don't do that. So,
Except one, superintendent.
I don't know, what do you mean?
No,
We were charged with that.
Okay,
Thank you.
so, we're leaving it as is, as we just said it.
I think the word diverse,
It has to be in there. There's no way it cannot be in there. I think it's wholly necessary.
It changes the whole sentence.
Absolutely. One word changes the whole thing, and when that word needs to be in there, and that is a goal of us. That shows who we are as the Piscataway Board of Education. Yes, Ms. Rivers?
Can David just read it, please?
Oh, yes.
Then we can move to the
Read
next
number
one.
4 again.
Number 4,
Mm-hmm.
inspire. The board will support the You, I, We Inspire initiatives with an emphasis on programs that increase opportunities for equitable access and empower all students to reach their full academic potential. The board supports the recruitment and retention of diverse, highly qualified, and appropriately credentialed teachers and staff.
Perfect.
That last bit,
Say the
again?
last sentence
Yeah,
again.
say
Like
the
it's
last
hanging.
sentence one
It's
more
like
time.
hanging and we need something else there.
Yeah,
The last,
Like-
the last sentence?
yeah, read that last
The
sentence.
board supports the recruitment and retention of diverse, highly qualified, and appropriately credentialed teachers and staff.
That's fine.
Is it?
It's factual. That's what we want.
Factual.
Period.
That's right.
That's it.
It's 9:52. Is what Ms. Stafford said. Okay, it's factual. Do we all agree that that sounds like what we want to do? Because once we close this meeting, then we live with these goals, guys, for the next year. We don't get to change them again until next January.
How do we help the retention of teachers as a board? What are we?
We encouraging the
You
the
actually,
district to do that.
you actually vote. You vote on my recommendations.
Correct.
Oh,
So,
yeah, and the vote did not go your way. So, like, I'm just thinking, like, what can we do
I can't hear
to
you,
make
Dr.
sure we
Nelson.
keep teachers in this district?
Dr. Nelson,
Oh.
I didn't hear what you were saying.
To make sure, I was just thinking how we retain the teachers, and Dr. Glover said because we go on his recommendation and we vote. But what more can we do?
So you do it already, right? So
That's
if-
what we do.
If I can use it as an example, when we're in executive session, you ask questions around, not necessarily all demographics, but you're asking questions about qualifications. You get a chance to see the resumes of folks. You get a chance, right? So you're gonna ensure that, hey, I just wanna know the qualifications. Are these folks highly qualified? I wanna know if these folks have done this work
But when I
before.
look at some of the resumes, they're just like resumes to me. Like, I can't tell sometimes how qualified that person really is. You know what I'm saying?
So then we have to,
Yeah.
then I have to do a better job
Right,
of making sure I
right,
present
because I
that.
can make my resume look glowing, like I'm the next president, you know?
In the past, though, before a person, well, when we were, didn't we meet like the applicant first?
It was just before they were being appointed.
yeah, it just like the thing that we do in here.
Principals, it wasn't for teachers or anything.
Right, it was with administrative, yes.
Okay.
We have,
Okay, Mr.
I
Patel?
was gonna say, in executive session, when we're looking at the personal agenda and when we're hiring someone, I'm questioning, based on their education, are we paying the right amount in comparison with the other districts? And the answer I get is yes.
Okay. Yes.
So that is one way we're making sure, retention.
Right, that we're
It starts
appropriately
with the
paying our staff.
process of hiring, that we start with the right amount.
Pay is important, but school culture and climate is more important.
Absolutely.
If we're going to promote mental health and support mental health, that includes teachers. If I'm in a position, I don't care how much money I'm making, if I'm unhappy and it's a toxic work environment, you can't keep me there.
Yeah.
That's right.
I'll work at Walmart or something.
Right,
Hello,
yes,
welcome to Walmart.
yeah. Dr. Gray being a greeter. But we are, as to Dr. Nelson's point, maybe we put something in that, because that is a committee that we have, culture, climate, and community relations, and we could bring that back in to that goal. I love that, Dr. Nelson. Thank you. This is so great. I'm loving this, guys. Yes, well, I'm getting a 5-minute mark that I have 5 minutes to finish. Okay, so, how does that sound?
I love you.
I didn't even, I don't remember what I said. Okay, all I saw was 5 minutes.
Pay attention and write this stuff down now. We don't remember.
What, Dr. Nelson wants us to add in here about, in number 4, something about, when we're talking about that retention, that we will encourage the, district to foster a positive culture, climate within our schools. I don't know if I said that right, but somebody could help me with the wording.
Within the schools are for our educators.
because it has to be with the educators.
It has to, because it's.
The
triple.
educators and the staff, not just, it's everybody
We
in
have
the
to
school.
keep morale up.
Exactly, that's what we're saying.
Morale, and once
Start
morale
at
is
the top
lost, it's
and then
lost.
trickle it
Because
down.
we can put 50,000 words there, but it all boils down to morale.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
All right.
Battleground.
Superintendent?
No.
No, he's walking over with, he.
Oh, okay.
Where you going?
He's putting what I said into
Oh.
AI so that David has
I
all
thought-
of my words.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I can't sit down anymore, guys. My ADHD is
I'm
ADD.
with you.
Madam President, I know we only have, what,
My
4
AARP
minutes.
syndrome
3
is
minutes
getting ready
left.
to
So
come.
Yes.
I know when we started, you wanted to add a goal number 5 to say
We
something
did.
about
We did it.
It was Anita's.
finance.
Oh,
We did it?
Anita, yeah.
No, but I think that by what Ms. Stafford said, that is addressing that fifth goal that I wanted to put in there. Because, oh, I see, maybe we could add something to that goal 5 to say, within our finances or within
I thought we
what.
did that already.
I don't think we did that. Okay, so here's what I have.
Okay.
And maybe it could just be a 6th goal.
No, 5 is enough.
5's enough.
5
Okay,
was
so wherever we
added
want to
in.
put it, but
Yes.
the Board of Education will strengthen financial transparency and public trust by ensuring that the district's financial information, including budgets and major financial decision, is communicated clearly and regularly through public reports, accessible online resources, and community presentation.
I love that. Let's put it in communication. It goes with communication.
The stuff is there though, right?
I know, but
Yeah, no, they just gotta.
No, but
Yeah.
but it's specifically targeting the fact that we are not going to allow, our children to get any less, and that we are going to regularly, give information to the public about what it is we do with their tax dollars, with our tax dollars, because we are all tax paying,
Yeah.
right?
So, I'm sorry, where did you suggest that?
Communication. It's gotta be putting communication somewhere.
These are my goals, but I will respectfully suggest that will turn into a paragraph bordering on an essay if we were to add that in, and I would just keep that in mind.
can we shorten it?
I will type it, but that's my contribution to the party.
Yeah, it's too big of a goal. We gotta condense it, we gotta make it a little more, concise. There we go.
No, it's so.
Although these are not technically SMART goals, you still want them to be actionable and bite-sized enough that you could regurgitate it off the top of your head.
Right.
Right, so if it becomes a little lengthy and marries multiple things, you lose the flavor of what you're really trying to say.
Mm-hmm.
Too compact.
So do you think that's a 6th goal? I think 6 goals is a lot. No.
All right, how
5
about
is
this?
good. 5 is the limit.
The Board of Education, just the board,
Hold on a second, we have to record you.
but this one's short.
Oh, look, that's my alarm that it's 10 o'clock.
No, that was court.
No, look, I do have an alarm. I actually
I'm
do.
an AARP person.
Oh.
I need sleep.
Well, that's why my alarm went off at 10 o'clock. It's like, do you know what your children are doing outside in the streets right now?
Mine's
Do you know
gotta
where your
be-
children are?
It's 10 o'clock. Do you know where your kids are?
Exactly,
Yeah.
exactly. Thank you, Ainika.
They're at home. Eating.
Yes, yes.
They're eating.
Mine are eating.
All right, once we get that piece squared away, we're gonna read everything through. You guys are so smart. I love that.
I have a typo right now, it's just at the end of number 3, I don't know how you want to incorporate it. You want me to read all of number 3?
Wherever we put it, yeah.
Yes, please.
Communicate. The board will foster effective and efficient communication systems with the community and stakeholders through participation in board and committee meetings. As liaison to our schools, we will continue to strive to support our students and families by engaging in school and community events, promoting long-range projects and district initiatives in committee meetings and board communications. The board will strengthen financial transparency and public trust by ensuring that the district's financial information, including budgets and major financial decisions, are communicated clearly and regularly through public reports, accessible online resources, and community presentations.
So where I see that we can cut some of that out is in the part about communication systems. I don't think we don't need to say that word, systems, like, you know, we're using systems, right? But we use systems to communicate. I think that's a useless word.
We put board instead of, we changed it to board communications, not system communications.
Thank you.
We changed that to board.
Thank you.
Instead of systems.
Yep.
But we say communication systems is what we say. We don't say system communications or board communications.
Board communications. We're
say
talking about number
board
3, am I correct?
Yes.
Okay, I thought we changed it to board communications.
So the board will foster effective and efficient communications with the community and stakeholders through participation in board and with participation.
I'm sorry, I was talking about the last sentence. Excuse me.
Okay. I want to get rid of communication systems. I don't think that that's necessary. I think that's a useless word, and it just makes it cumbersome. So I would say, David, I'm going to say the board will foster effective and efficient communications with the community and stakeholders through
What does it say now? Finish that.
through participation in board and committee meetings. But again, that's something we do. I don't think we need to set, that's not a goal. Like, we have to go to board meetings, we have to go to committee meetings. That's not necessarily, we don't have to put that in the goal. Like, we do that already. It's not a goal. That's like part of our job, right? So it's redundant, in my opinion.
Yes,
It's redundant.
I think more of the goal is ensuring that the community has access to our meeting notes in a timely fashion.
Right. Through, right, it is.
Not our community, not our.
Every meeting is televised, not committee meetings.
Not committee meetings.
Yeah. So the board will foster effective and efficient communications with the community and stakeholders through transparency and transparency and
That's why I said, you know, from my beginning, like, I know we're rewriting this, but we're rewriting it like off the cuff, and then when we see it, we're back to number 3, and we rewrote number 3, and now we're back to number 3 again. So I propose that we have what we have here right now and table it to review it and then come back to it, because I know that you said that we need to, because we will keep going on, you
Yes.
know, with
Yes. Good point.
revisions. So if we can, whatever we have now, and look at it, and then when we come back to our meeting next month, or
this month, the
here,
end of this month.
the end of
It's
this
in,
month
it's
here,
not long.
so we could come back and, you know, solidify what we have.
So what we're gonna ask David to do is send everyone what we have, and our homework as board members will be to review what we have written, try to make it a bit more concise, so that when we come to our next meeting in March, we will have our board goals done. And thank you for all of your work and effort in this working session. I appreciate that.
And just maybe we do a retreat next year when we're doing our board goals.
I love that.
And we can have this open dialogue conversation, bounce it back and forth, and not be in a time crunch to get it finished and process all in one night.
Yep.
Just
Madam
a
President,
good point.
Yes, we did very good today. Thank
We
you
really
so much
did.
for coming.
We really did.
We do appreciate it.
Okay, excellent, thank you, Ms. Rivers, and all of you for participating. You are all your efforts and your time do not go unseen.
Say that again.
Your efforts and your time do not go unseen. I want to do this for every single one of you. That's a round of applause.
Thank you.
Okay.
Meeting or what?
Yes. So, can I have a motion to close the meeting?
Motion.
Second.
No, we need one motion.
Motion.
That's Dr. Gail
Second.
Nelson. Patel is seconding it. All those in favor
Aye.
of closing the meeting, say aye.
Aye.
10:06.